This is the getting started, the intro into how the units are structured and how everything is set up. You're obviously watching the intro to week 1 video, which is right here. The units each week is going to be set up pretty much exactly the same. First thing you're going to go find here is the goals and objectives for each one of the units or chapters. We're going to have lecture points of emphasis, and then we're going to have the assignments. So your goals and objectives page, when you click on that, it's going to pop up here, and these are the things at the end of the chapter, end of this little unit here, these are the things that you should have learned. So you can look at those to say, okay, am I getting that information? And you should. The lessons are designed to meet each one of those goals. Next thing we're going to find are the lecture points of emphasis. Now, if you were in a face-to-face class, I would be probably covering these items in the class discussion. So this is kind of like your Cliff Notes. As we go down here, these are the main topics in the chapter, the main items in those sections, and it's laid out very nice. Each one of the chapters will have this type of a setup for you that you could just go by and make sure you got all of the highlights for the chapter. It's not a substitute for reading the chapter, but it does focus on all of the key or most important concepts. And then last up here is you're going to have your assignment page. So I'm going to have either 4, 5, 6 things here that you'll do each week. First one is going to be read the chapter. And this is going to match with this LO here is your learning objectives. So 1-1 through 1-6. Obviously, you're going to meet all those learning objectives by reading the chapter. And then we have an activity. Here it says to visit a retail store. After visiting the store for at least 20 minutes, write a report on how well the company met each of the components of the customer-focused environment and what can be done if they need to make improvements. That's worth 10 points. You're going to upload that and get that to me. Okay, it says going to be next thing on your assignment sheet, on your checklist here. So you can kind of think of that as a checklist. Upload your report feedback in Moodle to be graded. And basically these things, if you do a good job, you're going to get the 10 points. You are in a college class. So your work should reflect being in a college class. So again, if you do a good job, you're going to get your points. Complete introduction form post. Again, that is a required graded assignment. And I'm going to point that out here in just a minute. And last, complete the Chapter 1 test and upload it into Moodle so I can grade it. We'll talk more about that in just a few minutes. So those are going to be those key sections up here. Notice it says required. All of those things are required. Then I went through out on YouTube and I found some additional videos, they're all short, on customer service topics for the chapter. So this is what is customer service basics, this type of thing. So these are optional. They're kind of fun to watch. They're short, informational things. And so again, I would highly recommend it, but they're not graded, they're not assessed, they're just good information for you to run the topic. Each chapter is going to have a PowerPoint. Now remember up in this top section here, I had the free PowerPoint viewer link. So if you don't have PowerPoint, this is where again you can get that information, download it to your computer so you can watch the textbook supplied PowerPoint. So if when you click on that, should pop right up here. Sort of pops right up there. Anyway, then you just can kind of click that here and you can go through the various slides and it's going to go through the learning objectives and another way to get the information for the chapter. Each chapter will have one of those there. Then you're going to have a form post, and that is going to be required. Okay, that is graded. It's part of the assessments. So when you click on this link, it should take you right to the form post page. Down here on the bottom, it's going to say add a new discussion topic. Okay, so you click on that. Scroll down here, subject. It's going to be introduction, and then you're going to tell a little bit about yourself. Okay. Again, you're in a college class, so make them appropriate. I don't have a word count. Some classes have word counts into the form posts. I don't have that. Again, I expect you to be a college student in these when you're posting these. Okay, so as we go back out of that, so continue to scroll down. Notice we have required, required, required. Then we have the Chapter 1 test. Okay, so when we pop the test up, okay, first thing it should hit at the top of the screen. You may not be able to see it on the video, but there's an enable editing. So click on that, and that takes that into an editable view, and you want to do that. You want to take that off there. Again, it's going to be on that yellow bar at the very top of the screen, and you want to click that off of there. Go to your home page. When you click on the home page, that little toolbar is going to pop down. Again, it may, because of the way the video is set up, you may not be able to see it all, but you should be able to click on this list here. This should be in the top of the video. It's going to be to highlight the text color. So come down here, yellow, green, let's pick green. Shows up nice. So then when you get down here, notice the icon changes right here in the middle of the page. Notice that my mouse is now looks like an ink pen, because this is how you will fill in your assignment. So you go through, you answer the test question. Let's say that you think this is number A, or letter A. So you just mark it. So you go down here to number 2, do the same thing. Whoop. I lost my mark when I did that. So I go back up here, find my mark, highlight it. So that's how you answer these. These are not the correct answers. I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes. Okay, when you're done, you would save your test then. So you go up here to Save As, Save File As. You can set up a folder on your desktop. I like to save things to my desktop versus into the hard drive, just because it's easier for uploading. And I'll show you that process in just a second. So this is how you mark your test. You go up here to the home page. Again, this menu will drop down. You should have the bottom part of it in the video. Pick a color. I like yellow or green. Really doesn't matter. Mark it. Some students like to mark it with a letter over here. That's fine. But this is the easiest way. It pops up on the screen. It's easy for me to grade very quickly. All right, and then Save As. Now you'll also have a name up in the top of the screen here for the test. So you need to put your name up in here, then that just double checks everything. So pretty straightforward on this. And then save it to your desktop. I'm not saving this because I have one as a sample. Okay, and then the last thing on the video here is the Chapter 1 test upload. So I have this in Student View. So when yours comes up here, it should look very much like this page. Notice the first assignment is due here by this date. Okay, you're going to add submission. So you would click on this button. Okay, your page should look pretty much like this. A couple of ways to do it. It says you can drag and drop files here to add them. You can kind of do that second button in here a little bit, and that'll scoot over here. And if you find a test, something to upload, you just simply, if it's on your desktop, you just simply drag it over and drop it in. Okay? This is just a file on the desk for demonstration purposes, but this would say Chapter BA 188 Test 1, with probably with your name on it again for the file. It's just a double check, and then you would just save changes, and that uploads. So let's say we don't want that one there, because I'm going to take that out of there because I don't actually want to upload this test. Another way to do this, I'm going to go back up and make this full size, is I can go up here and into the Add. All right, when I do that, it's going to choose a file. Okay, so I would choose my file then, and I could go to the desktop, okay, or wherever it is. This is where you could have your file structure, however you set up. So you saved it on your C drive or wherever. But again, I kind of like the desktops. If you go to your desktop, then you could go down to, wherever you want to pick up your stuff. I think I went by the 188 here just quick. Anyway, you would find whatever the file is. So something in here, something in the videos, so you would pick whatever it is that you're going to upload. Okay, here's a file, so we just pick something here, we'll just there, it comes in here to the file, it hits open, and then it sends it to the upload section. So we just would tap that. Okay, getting started, file chosen is there, and then you would just hit upload this file. Okay. And then it would go in there and hit Save Changes, because the file is going to be in there exactly like we did before. Hit Save Changes, and it's uploaded. Now, some of the interesting parts here is that this course, remember, is designed to work with Microsoft Types projects. Okay, so if you're trying to use an Apple or anything else, any of the freeware products, it's going to be a really interesting upload, because I may not be able to read your test. Every term, somebody tries to use something else, and I have trouble reading it. So the ways around that, though, is you need to save things as a PDF. PDF works pretty good, especially if you're using Apple products. Save it as a PDF, upload the PDF file. I can read that just fine. An ODX file, ODTs, I can't read. It just comes in as gobbledygook because my computer doesn't transfer that. I sometimes I'm fairly tech savvy, so I can sometimes get around things, but not always. So if you're having trouble getting uploaded, or I send you a message, you may have to use computers in the library, which has all the appropriate software. That type of thing, in order to make sure I can grade your assessments. Okay? So, as you go down here, you'll notice that each one of these are going to look exactly the same. Set up the same way. Goals and objectives, assignments, etc. Okay? Here's your uploads. So when you get to the upload, you'll have two uploads. One for the little projects and one for the chapter tests. Okay, so each one of when you have those little extra assignments, there are going to be two uploads for you. They're handled exactly the same way. Save it to the desktop or a file, then upload it. Now, when we do our face-to-face class, all these little extra assignments like we just talked about, where you're going and observing customer service and writing that up, bring those all to class with you on the 21st. So the face-to-face class, all of those items need to come with you, because we'll discuss those. We'll do some group work along those same lines. We'll do some additional things, but we'll also take a look and see what other people are finding and compare notes. So all of those should be kept in a portfolio or a file and brought with you to the face-to-face class. Okay, again, if you have any questions throughout the term, my email again is right at the top of the page. Again, it's on my phone. I check that often during the day, and I usually get back to you with a few hours. College policy is that you try to get back to students within 48. I shoot for just a few hours. But again, if I don't get right back to you, I'll do it as soon as I can. And if for some reason those 2 days pass, send me another email because something happened to it, because I'm usually very good about that. This is really a fun course, a lot of interesting stuff in there. It's good personal relation type information, and I look forward to seeing you in the face-to-face portion, and good luck with the class.